Okay, VC, I'm back, and I already see that Billy got to see the video. So, in all sincerity, man, best to you, seriously. And I've updated my website, DVH Recordings, because Second Funk I wanted to know about being able to order multiple copies. So I've added a button with a drop down so you can buy 2, 3, 4. As well as there's a button for European, Australian, worldwide customers. And I've also put an explanation, or rather just a little bit. This button, this button. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it real clear. Okay. Since it's been a heady last few days, being able to announce the band being signed and moving forward with hopefully the next phase of our career, and I will call it that, and mine as well, I have gone ahead and celebrated. And how does a vinyl junkie celebrate? He buys records. I did a vinyl update the other day where I showed the Psychic TV stuff, which was real cool. I went downtown yesterday and yeah, went down with the intention of buying records. I was happy and also kind of pissed to discover that Homer's was having a 50-cent sale, but I didn't know about it. And you know, I went down, yesterday was Tuesday, and I guess they started the sale last Friday. I didn't know, so I missed out on all the juicy stuff, you know. But I found a few things, okay? Nothing, well, I did find a couple of cool things, but okay, so here's what I got for 50 cents. And then I bought a few more records last night. So I remember this. I don't remember who was in it, but the Bollock Brothers. The Last Supper. This is a double album on Charlie Records, UK pressing. It's really kind of mediocre, but for 50 cents, I can finally hear it. That's the way I look at these sort of purchases, okay? There's also the hope that even though the initial impression is that it's like, who thought this was good, is that maybe there is something in here. No offense, but it reminds me of the Fall. Okay. One of the things that I hate about Homer's is that they just really deface the cheapos. I mean, by the time it's 50 cents, the stuff is in tatters or it is defaced. I don't like that, but the music is intact. So I was able to pick up Chattahoochee Red by Max Roach. Nice big resplendent $1 there. You know, you make sure we don't get, nobody's going to get more than $1 for this. It was only 50 cents. Played a little bit of this, and I'm liking this. The first track is Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech with drums. Really nicely. That's the thing about Max Roach. He was the consummate percussionist. I mean, the way that he composed drum solos, you know, wow, you know what I'm saying? 50 cents for this baby. You know, it's in, they played it so you can see that it's a little roached, but 50 cents, you know, I can't complain. I got another jazz album that this is in perfect condition because no one ever played it. It even still had the shrink on it. They just busted it to put the $1 on there. Marcus Roberts. The name of this one is The Truth Is Spoken Here, as you know, or rather maybe, yeah, he played with Wynton Marsalis. I don't know if he does anymore. And I played a bit of this, and this is all right. You know, this is kind of backgroundy to me. Okay, yeah, Wynton Marsalis is on here. So it's basically the Wynton Marsalis group on the Novus label. And that was another nice thing. 50 cents for a unplayed Novus pressing. Hells yes, okay. So this is another label that did crap when it came out as far as sales, apparently, because almost everything on the label you find now for nothing. But what you discover is quality, quality challenging music for the most part. Either quality music or challenging or both on the Novice label. My my little critique, that's just the way it goes. 50 cents, I was able to get a 12-inch single by Everything But the Girl. I Always Was Your Girl. UK pressing on Blanco y Negro, which is nice. Again, new, pretty much, you know, virtually unplayed. Just been sitting in the store forever. 50 cents. This one I got mainly for nostalgia purposes because it was only 50 cents. They had the hit when I was a kid, I Got Rhythm. The Happenings. And the album's called Cycle. It's not psychedelic at all. But it's nostalgia for me. The song as well as the label. I remember the BT Puppy label. Liking it as a kid. So that was cool. It's in really good condition, 50 cents. It was really just a whole lot of shit, as you can imagine. Just a whole lot of stuff. Records that were literally just disintegrating and mold and mildew and stuff. And it's like, you know, you guys got nerve putting this out here trying to sell it. You know, that stuff should be in the dumpster. Craig Hundley, back in the day, he was a prodigy pianist, and the guy in the middle, Craig Hundley Trio. And this is actually pretty good, you know, and he plays beyond his years. He's only 14 at the time of this recording. He went on to do soundtracks and stuff, and did a soundtrack that, I can't think of the movie right now, but I really like it. So to get this for 50 cents, World Pacific label, that was nice. Now, I went ahead and bought it mainly because it's on the island. I'm not a fan, except I'm a fan of her as far as the person, but her music I really don't like. But I bought it for 50 cents. Grace Jones, Fame. And, you know, I knew what I was getting. But for 50 cents, it's worth it for the cover. Look at all that Grace Jones booming. And it's on Island. You know, I love Island Records, but it's just really that nondescript Grace Jones disco sound. You know what I'm saying? She's just repeating herself for, you know, it's cliche, but it was only 50 cents. Go, Grace! A 12-inch single by Ofra Haza. The Israeli, I'm pretty sure she was Israeli. She's passed away a while back. Very distinct voice. Household name over in the Middle East. Was anyway. I don't know about now. 50 cents. I got this. Not the biggest Kinks fan. I respect them, but I don't listen to them, okay? Just understand. Kind of like the Lou Reed thing. I understand what these bands and their importance. I don't, but they, you know, to me, I just find other music really much more listenable. I think that's really what I'm trying to say. And so let me try to get that straight, because I know I piss certain people off. I do. Yeah, you know, it's the human in me. But that's really what I mean is, you know, as my ear says, there's much better. You guys get all worked up in a knot about these guys. And I'm thinking, really? So I bought this Dave Davies, Ray Davies' brother. Usually wouldn't bother with any of their records, but look at that cover. And on top of it, it was a decent listen. I listened all of side one. May listen to it again. Chosen People, Dave Davies of the Kinks. This is a solo album. I don't remember knowing about what years this. Like that cover right away. So I said, well, he got the cover right. 1983. But it's a good record. Now here is one that I bought because it was trash, but it's like, well, dang, I want this, you know? Rotary Connection. I have two of their other albums. I didn't have this one. Minnie Riperton is in this band. And this is where you first hear that really cool high voice of hers, where she can do some very unusual high-pitched things. This is very interesting. Back in the early days of when a multiracial rock band was noteworthy. I mean, it was newsworthy because it was still kind of new. On the Cadet it's beat, the records. It's playable, but it's an original copy on the Cadet Concept label. Chess, the big blues label out of Chicago. It's even still got an original insert. This was only 50 cents, and you know, like I said, beat, but I've already played one side. It's really excellent. Really, really, really talking about the way a band opening things up, really combining black and white influences in music in a fresh way. Now, the big find of the 50 Censors was this. Humanoid Sessions 84-88. This is a double album on Aphex Twin's label, Reflex. It's virtually unplayed. It was still in the shrink wrap. It's on Reflex. This Humanoid is another alias for Brian Duggins, who is one half of Future Sound of London. This was a nice find for 50 fucking cents. So yeah, this was, I was real happy with this. Humanoid Sessions 84-88. Reflex, you know, Aphex Twins label, 50 cents. Awesome find. That made my day. That made it worth it. I said, okay. So I got beat out on a bunch of other good stuff, but I got that one. So then, yesterday was that the day before I got those? I bought two. I've had 2 sessions of buying. So that must have been the day before. So yesterday, I went out in the afternoon after I called specifically wanting to know if Homer's had the new Dead Can Dance on vinyl, and they did. Before I could get off the phone, the clerk knew who I was, and so he starts to congratulate me on Indrima signing. I mean, it feels good, folks. Yeah, it's news, you know. It's cool. It's cool to be the kind of the talk right now. You know, it's nice. So I decided I hadn't even bothered with taking. To be honest with you, I hadn't even bothered yet with getting Dereck 2 into the store down there. So I decided to go ahead and take one. Either I would end up putting one in the store, or maybe I'd sell it directly to the clerk, because I know he's obviously a fan, and then he's also a writer, you know, a local writer. I knew that too, duh. Okay, anyway, so get down there, starting to tell Chris is his name. Hey Chris, if you watch this, about the story, because this is connected. It's, you know, Indrima is going to be the second vinyl release on my label, DVH Recordings, in conjunction with Team Love. That's going to look cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it. DVH Records next to the Team Love logo on the back of Indrima. So anyway, I'm telling him that. And so I sell a record. That was cool, to the store. But yeah, I got Anastasis by Dead Can Dance on vinyl. They are back. They are back. And it is Dead Can Dance. And it is what they do best. And I am so glad I got the vinyl. Downloaded it already. Beautiful. You know, it's really, if I could make a snap critique, the thing that I notice as a person who makes music is it sounds like Brendan listened to himself and went back to some of the most telling elements of Dead Can Dance music and tapped into them again. Thank you, Brendan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if anyone is, and it's not a pastiche, it's like literally it's that. What made Dead Can Dance so good? Well, let's tap into it again, and that's what it sounds like they've done with this album, Anastasis. I really like this a lot on my first listen. So I got that, and then I went ahead and checked out the used section, and got this. Chicago. I do like Chicago. Saw them in concert back in the 70s when Terry Kath was still alive. They blew my mind. They were excellent. But this is Chicago at Carnegie Hall. It's the 4-album box set with the poster, and it's in excellent condition. It was only $3.99. You know, this has been around forever, and of course, Chicago is almost like the neighbor. How do I describe it? It's like they're like a household appliance. Their music is so ubiquitous. It's been with us, and it's been everywhere forever. Saturday in the park. Bet you heard that. You know what I'm saying? So that was $3.99 to start things off, and then I got 4 more records. They had another in. Oh, well, this is a 50 center I forgot to show. Actually, this was in the 50 centers. You know, even though I won't really play them necessarily, but I'm collecting the Environment series. It's field recordings, and this is the first one of the series, which is cool because it's a gatefold. They really go into all the details about what the series is about. And what's cool about this one is they specifically tell you that you can play this at any speed, 45, 33, and 16. What's also cool is on the label, it gives you instructions on how to set the EQ for the different speeds, and it also gives you the times. I thought this was cool. I wasn't expecting to find this all out. So if you play this, okay, this side in particular, okay. So if you play this side at 45, it's going to be 22 minutes and 30 seconds. If you play it at 33, it's going to be a whole half hour. If you play it at 16, it's an hour. That's cool. Of course, I don't have a record player that plays at 16 to do it, just to be doing it, but I thought that's pretty cool. None of the others has that. That's pretty. So 50 center, another 50 center. The other 3 used records I bought last night as part of my celebration of the signing, that's how I put it, you know, is Miles Davis, My Funny Valentine. This is a reissue, but wasn't too costly. It was $7.99. Didn't have it. Black Pearls by John Coltrane. This is a reissue, but again, I didn't have it. On Prestige, it's in excellent shape. It was less than $10. And then this one, The Last Train, which is very good. It's a reissue, but again, great John Coltrane album. So those are the music updates. That's, you know, it's the best way to one of the best ways to celebrate, I say. I'll see you all soon.